This bull run will not be like the others, and I'm telling you, you are absolutely kidding yourself if you think it's going to even remotely be similar. We haven't seen some of the developments we are seeing now before. I'm going to go over some of these in today's video, of course, and I want to honestly have a heart-to-heart. I want to break the YouTube crypto veil, this internet sort of, this blanket over you and I and how we communicate, and I want to actually sit here and talk to you as best as I can as a heart-to-heart, all right? Because you need to hear this and you understand, especially if you are someone who isn't keeping as deep tabs on the market as someone like myself, okay? So, of course, we know crypto is developing. It's pretty obvious, right? We're seeing things like BlackRock, which is the largest asset manager in the world, supported by the third largest, by the way, posing or at least offering a Bitcoin spot ETF and now also an Ethereum spot ETF as well. Now, this in of itself is huge. This is going to bring in so much damn money, it's going to be like unfathomable, right? Bitcoin's going to go up in price. We're going to see altcoins obviously go up because there's consumer confidence in the market, hence because Bitcoin generally drives sentiment. We're going to see a lot of people go, hang on, Bitcoin's up. I want to now either take profit from Bitcoin or just buy some altcoins, okay? That's generally the waterfall effect. But in addition to this, we've seen over the course of the bear market, massive developments in connections that some of our favorite altcoins have been making we haven't really seen before, right? The likes of Google, Amazon, Boeing, God, I can go on for ages, Dell, right? We just see these massive enterprises now partnering, or not just partnering, but leveraging crypto technology, right? What essentially has happened here is they're seeing that actually has application, and obviously, therefore, they're using it, right? Or at least they can see it pivoting, and then they want to be a part of something that's happening now. And we are seeing time and time again our favorite altcoins making more and more money. That proves, hey, they're obviously growing. Now, that kind of isn't the whole reason why this bull run is going to be chaos, because it's really what comes after. Now, I've touched on what is going to come after this bull run many times before, and I will continue making videos on what comes after throughout the whole bull run, because essentially you have to understand it. And this is kind of where the heart-to-heart will come in, because I do see the comments, right? I know people do not listen to what I'm saying here, and the ultimate thing is what I'm sort of preaching is that it all comes down to preparation, right? You've got to obviously see what's happening here and be prepared, all right? You can't leave any room for error, because the minute you leave any room for error, you don't prepare to the nth degree, you're going to be the one that is exit liquidity in 2025, right? And I want to pull up a tweet here from Mr. Becker himself. Alex Becker, a lot of you should know who Alex Becker. I'm not going to introduce who this man is. He speaks for himself. But essentially what he says here is kind of freaky and what will happen, okay? And actually was going to be something that I was going to mention in this video. And then I came across this tweet and I was like, there's no way this man said the exact same thing I wanted to pretty much say in different words, right? What he says here is during a bull run, and I'm sure it's happening already, people start celebrating, going out drinking, and spending the money they haven't locked in yet, right? They become slow, foggy, distracted, and overextended. Then they become exit liquidity. So already people are seeing this pump in the market, right? They're seeing this, and it's crazy, right? We're seeing this massive, these green dildos happen basically because of this whole Bitcoin ETF thing, all right? And there's so much confidence. But do not let your confidence blind you. And I'm gonna say that very, very carefully. I'm gonna repeat myself here. Don't let your confidence blind you. This is something that will happen to people who haven't experienced a bull run before, and they don't really understand that you get so caught up in the hype and this amazing feeling like you're making money every time you open your eyes that it's hard to follow a plan, and it's hard to think that the market's ever going to crash. But on that topic, let's now touch a little bit on why the market is not just going to crash, it's going to literally shit its guts out. And I'm saying that in the nicest way possible in this case. The market, I believe, past 2025 here, and my research is based on experts in this field, experts who have been following markets longer than I've been alive. I'm 24, and some of these guys have been doing this for well over 30 years, right? Philip Anderson is one I bring up all the time. If you guys don't know who Philip J. Anderson is, you got to look him up, right? There's a book I'm reading still right now that looks into the real estate cycles and how they actually, on an 18.5-year cycle, and how they actually, every time they come to the end, there is a massive crash. This was actually what happened with the 2008 GFC. He predicted that years before it happened, right? And so you have to pay attention to this. Now, an 18.5-year cycle is coming to close just after this 2025 bull run, but we also have some other events as well that are a very big indication for concern, okay? We have, as you can see here, crypto frameworks coming in. Now, while crypto frameworks are very important, and I believe stablecoins might be some of the first sort of crypto assets to be regulated in this case, or have a framework dedicated to them. It's going to be positive, yes, definitely positive for the market. But you have to remember as well that a lot of cryptocurrencies aren't going to abide by the framework. They're not going to have to, or at least have the capital or manpower to mold into one of these frameworks that are created globally is the idea here, not just for the US. And also, again, we have a massive downturn, like I said, probably worse, at least he's predicting, and even Jason Pizzino, another Australian crypto YouTuber you guys might know of, he's also predicting, he follows Philip as well, a crash to happen 2026 and 2027. We aren't just talking about a crypto crash, guys. We're talking about a crash that is literally going to tank the rest of the markets. And we also have possibly World War III on the teetering on the edge of possibility here. Well, whether it does come into fruition or not, I'm not too sure. That's something else to think about. But I think what'll be like the final nail in the coffin, basically, for crypto as CBDCs. At this point, government control will be gnarly. Now, whether they do come into existence themselves or not, I'm not again sure. This is all if then that statements. I can't sit here and tell you guys this is going to happen, this won't happen, and this will happen. But again, what I'm trying to just do is give you the picture that post 2025 here is going to be chaos, right? And I think around the top of the bull run will also be as well, because again, what's happened here? We now have the average Joe. We now don't have the average Joe. We also have the average, institutional investor and also enterprise. These three sort of characteristics, these three types of people, or essentially entities, now being interested in crypto for the first time. I mean, come on, guys. This is going to be crazy, okay? Now, so long as there's no really large inhibitor for what I believe could possibly be like on and off ramps to stop this massive blow off that I possibly believe will happen in 2025, right? This huge run up. Again, we might see anywhere between 5 to a 10 trillion global market cap. That I believe, again, all things going well, we have to capitalize in 2025. That's it, right? There's no and ah about that. So there is many things I'm going to be teaching you guys over the next few months and over the next essentially 2 years until we see the top of the bull run that will give you the ability to go ahead and obviously understand this yourself. Now, I'm going to promote this over the next week, but I've got a course coming out here, courses, should I say, on November the 20th, right? So next week, that will be available for you guys to essentially be the best possible person for the bull run, okay? I'm not going to give too much spoilers in this video for that. So yeah, all I'm saying here is just learn to capitalize. Now, the way you can capitalize in 2025 is, of course, taking your profits out, following a clear exit plan. But then what comes in, post 2025 here is some of the things that, again, what I say here is will shape your future, right? Essentially, not just create life-changing wealth, we're talking about generational wealth, okay? We're talking about wealth that will set up multiple generations for your family, because if you do this right, and I plan to do this, and I'll tell you my plan at least, my plan is to buy 5 properties, 5 residential properties, maybe even 1 commercial property in this case, to own outright, okay? And this way, I'm going to look for essentially real estate in areas with high yield, right? Essentially, what I'm talking about yield is capital yield, right? From the actual appreciation of the property price, but also from rent, okay? And so this way, I can essentially be making $3,000-4,000 a week from doing nothing, absolutely nothing, right? And this is the way that you can, of course, then leverage equity and, all that sort of fun stuff, debt, to then buy more and more over time. So that's my plan. It's very simple, right? Just buy property outright. That's my plan for post-2025. But you might want to look at things like stocks, bonds, ETFs, managed funds, maybe even physical gold, maybe even just Bitcoin if you want to still stay in the digital space. But I don't think 2030 is necessarily going to be a bull run of sorts. I think it's probably going to be one of those things that we'll begin to see these longer cycles tend to play out. I don't think that Bitcoin's halving will be enough of a catalyst this time to really push it. And maybe if it does, okay, given that it might do that, I don't think it's going to be as substantial as the effect that it will have in 2025. So again, all I'm saying here is just be prepared, be ready. I'm not going to kid you guys, all right? It's not going to be all rainbows and fairies, as even Becker said himself, right? People are already becoming blinded by this green. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video, it looks like we are a little bit overextended right now, and we are possibly overdue for a retracement in the market, right? So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please just understand, I'm going to make a lot more videos similar to this over the next, again, couple of years, ideally here until the bull run top, just to keep you in the right mind frame, okay? So Let me know down below your strategic plan for the bull run and what you plan to do after. What is the way that you're going to ensure that you lock in essentially generational wealth? So with that being said, thank you all for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you all down below and what you have to say. Thanks, guys.